All right, now we've got our curriculum audit here for Lewis Fraser Middle School. This is based on the data and the information that we put together. Myself, Mr. Edgerton, Ms. Mizell, and Mr. Stevens, as well as Mr. Don Garofalo, who is a parent. So we were trying to include the stakeholders, and that's what we've done. Here's the definition of curriculum audit, which is a structured approach to organizational analysis, policy direction, curriculum quality, and equity, a system used to determine a school or a district's effectiveness in promoting a student educational attainment. So that was kind of our goal with what we were trying to seek out here with our research. Our participants, again, Mr. Stevens, 7th grade math, Mr. Edgerton, 7th grade science, Ms. Mizell, 7th grade language arts, Mr. Garofalo, which is a parent, to help us out, and myself, Mike Hancock. Okay? The curriculum audit for Lewis Fraser Middle School was conducted over a period of 3 days after school, November 12th through the 14th. This report will analyze the school's progress, policies, diagnosis, strengths, weaknesses, and will recommend a course of action in order to help improve and advance levels of student learning and teacher efficacy within the organization. So that was kind of our goal, to see what's working, what we can make better, what's broken, how we can fix it, and be able to create some success within this organization. So that was the goal. The overview, looking at the need of the study, the standards and the finding of the audit, the recommendations from the audit, and then challenges and how we're going to address these challenges. All right, curriculum goal and purpose. The goal to get a better understanding of the current academic status at Lewis Fraser Middle School. The focus areas were teaching, curriculum, learning, and leadership. Purpose was to determine the curriculum alignment, pedagogy, and assessment in the school. That was kind of what we were looking at in those particular areas. Our data sources were documents such as the Georgia InduStar and our Lewis Fraser School Improvement Plan for 2014-15. Standard 1 finding, the school has a comprehensive curriculum management plan in place that guides the design, delivery, and evaluation of the curriculum. So that's good. That's given us something to work with, a foundation. So we see that's in place. Lewis Fraser also, we also have the curriculum coordinator and administration is currently working and assigned curriculum teams that are content focused, such as the PLC, professional learning content teams, those type of things. So we're constantly seeing this in effect here. The overall scope of the school's written curriculum is adequate to guide instruction. Okay? Maybe a few little minor concerns, but for the most part it seems to be working. The curriculum guides are adequate in quality, however needs such possible components should be revised in order to guide more strategic classroom instruction. So even though we got differentiation, whole student learning, teacher-led, that's working, that's okay, but we need to go forth and try to strategize and create a little bit more differences, I guess, if you will. The finding, general finding standard 2, instructional delivery at Lewis Fraser reflects a positive, which is focused, centered on both district and state mandate and expectations. So we see that we're covering things that Atlanta expects us to do as far as the state Department of Ed as well as our local school district here in Liberty County. Classroom instruction is divided into several teaching and learning strategies such as whole group, individual, and differentiated as well as teacher-led. Okay? Achievement gaps among student body has remained consistent over the time. That's a big problem. I think that's a big problem within any school now. So our goal now is to take our higher achievers and our lower achievers and trying to kind of narrow that gap. We have some special needs as well as ESOL students, which are our English secondary learners. We see that this is served with equal effectiveness. Students at Lewis Fraser have equal access, these students of course have equal access to resources and programs offered to other students, okay? But we still need to maintain and find and make sure that these things are put in place to consistently help. Okay? All right, the principal and assistant principal show documentation that report visiting classroom and conducting walkthroughs such as what's required in our new TEATS, teacher evaluation instrument. Lewis Fraser shows evidence of offering adequate professional development opportunities both at the school and district levels. The school's professional development program is fairly well organized, okay? Number 3, our last finding, standard 3, the school has comprehensive student assessment and program evaluation plans in place that helps guide decisions for improving student achievement and goals. Lewis Fraser has an RTI program in place to accommodate those students that may need progress monitoring as well as possible testing. The overall scope of the student assessment instrument, we found that it was insufficient in its ability to provide the appropriate data for consistent instructional decision making. Even though we've got a bunch of great things in place, we've seen there's still some inconsistencies that we would want to suggest that we can work on for future years to come. The overall student achievement results are generally adequate with inconsistent approaches toward continual improvement over the last 1 to 3 years. Student achievement meets state and national averages. We have been successful in all academic areas for that. Our recommendations, we've got 4 total recommendations. I'll read the first 2. The first 2, all of them are equally important, but the first 2 I think we want to kind of focus upon. Development and implementation of a more comprehensive curriculum management system, something that's got a safety net that we can analyze the data more often, as well as the development of long and short-term goals should be in place. So we need to see kind of where we are, where we've been, and where we need to go. And then, of course, 3 and 4 are important as well, but the first 2 really stand out as the main 2. Our challenges, Lewis Fraser faces a few challenges that may slow potential progress or student goal achievement, such as school size, finding highly qualified teachers in those priority need areas such as English, language arts, science, and math, and then, of course, local funding or financial problems that we may potentially run into. Addressing the challenges, Lewis Fraser will continue to build programs of sustainability. Lewis Fraser will also continue to provide professional development to all staff based on the needs of the school and the district, as well as Lewis Fraser will continue to have dialogue as well as make assessments part of the instructional process. We have to kind of see what these kids are learning and what we need to do to kind of better ourselves to deliver that information when we assess them. And there's our sources, our 3 sources that we went through in order to obtain this information. So I appreciate you guys working with me and helping me get the documentation of the research done. Thank you all.